So, as you know, this week I got my Han Solo Hot Toys, which is fucking amazing. Um,
I
and
did
the
see the
first,
pictures.
yeah, did you like them?
It looks way more realistic than I thought it would. Like
Yeah,
it looks realistic
legit.
as fuck. Yeah.
He even has the chin scar.
Yeah.
Fucking Harrison Ford's chin scar on that fucking thing, and like not like it looks like it was a fresh scar. It looks like it's aged, and it's like barely noticeable, but it's there.
Finally aged Scar.
So I was opening it up, as you know, amazing detail. And I'm at the kitchen table, and Marissa, I guess, was right outside, like right where like the dining room and living room converge. And she was trying to lure me into bed while I was unboxing the stuff. And she started to lift her shirt up to show her tits. And I had no idea. And my only response to this was, did you see the detail on this Han Solo?
Oh man.
She started laughing. She's like, you don't realize like my tits were out. And your only response is, check out the detail on this Han Solo.
Wicked smart, wicked cool, wicked fucking stupid, whatever the fuck. Just something wicked.
I'm baking like a toasted Caesar. It's so hot here.
My boy's wicked smart.
Cause the boy is hotter than hot. He's hot.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
I keep drinking water, but my mouth is so fucking dry.
Okay, is that what you were drinking? I was wondering if it was water.
Oh no, it's always water.
Good.
Yeah. I
Anyway.
don't really drink very much anymore.
Oh, good. Well, that's good. Good health choice. Anyway, welcome everybody. Another episode. Wicked Hot. Kevin and John. Happy Monday. Hope you guys have a good week. We are having a great Monday because it's actually not Monday. It's Friday, and we're drinking.
Well,
Except
bitch.
I'm only drinking. Kevin is drinking agua.
I'm drinking water.
He's keeping hydrated for the podcast, which is nice.
Yeah. It's gonna be a marathon podcast.
Oh, 100%. So we've got a nice thing for you guys this week. So once again, posted a picture on Instagram at Wicked Hot Talk, by the way. And Kevin, what do we post? And who guessed it?
We picked a picture of Baby Groot from Guardians 2. And we had a couple guesses, but they were not right. They were not it.
What were the guesses?
Somebody said music in movies, which was a good choice because Guardians has really good music.
Right.
Somebody said
Somebody didn't even guess. I saw that.
somebody didn't guess, and then somebody had the most ridiculous answer ever.
Okay.
And it was when you steal the aux cable in your friend's car, and then you get to be the DJ on a road trip.
I think we might have to change the episode just for that.
And I honestly think they went back and deleted it because they thought it was so stupid.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I saw that comment at work, and I laughed for like 30 minutes straight about how ridiculous it was. And then I went back to look at it and screenshot it, and it was gone.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, person who said that, why don't you just re-comment that, and then we'll just give you credit for it.
Yeah.
Because that is pretty fucking funny. Yeah. So obviously, you guys were wrong. This week we've got craziest fan theories. Although I don't know about craziest. I don't know if mine's really crazy. It's crazy.
No, I wouldn't say they're crazy. Some of them are good, and they're really on point with the source material.
Yes. I would say thought-provoking fan theories.
Yes. I would say all of mine are very thought-provoking.
I would say mine as well. I would say mine are all very like your instant reaction to hearing this would be like, interesting.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
if you don't have a beard, you'll pretend to like brush your air beard. I don't have a very good beard, so I'll still be brushing an air beard.
It's good.
But yeah, so fan theories, we scoured Reddit. We found every possible thing we could have. And honestly, Kevin, I feel like it kind of happened all perfectly because obviously we posted the picture of Baby Groot, a huge fan theory thing seems to have been confirmed. Although I don't know if it's a fan theory because I saw where, and I'm talking about James Gunn has confirmed, that's the director for Guardians 1 and 2, and most likely 3, has confirmed that Baby Groot is actually the son of Groot, not Groot like reborn or whatever.
Yeah, which I thought he was. When I saw Guardians 2, I thought he was like a stick that he had planted and like grew roots, and I thought it was also Groot. Apparently not. It's his son.
Yeah, who's also named Groot, which makes things very confusing considering all he says is "I am Groot." But I wish Baby Groot was always in the movies. Baby Groot is the cutest. I never thought I'd think of a tree as cute, but he's a cute tree.
Yeah, the best, most cutest scene is when he's going through the bomb directions with Rocket.
I thought that too. I also thought the scene where he is going through when Yondu's telling him to get the fin.
That is such a great scene. He keeps bringing back like random shit,
like a desk, a human toe. I also like when Yondu gives him the badge where it says "Here." It's in something that has the symbol. He just puts it on his head.
Yeah,
he's like, he thought you wanted him to wear it as a hat. Which is funny. I was actually listening to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 when I was at work, which was quite a awesome thing to do.
You were listening to it? How do you listen to a movie?
You don't look at it. I threw it on Netflix on the app.
Is that something you regularly do?
Sometimes.
You'll throw on a movie and just not watch one scene of it?
Correct.
Wow.
The only scene I actually watched today for Guardians was the part where they do 700 jumps through space.
Oh, yeah.
And their faces are like morphing. I die laughing every time.
Were you a fan of Guardians 2? Because I was a big fan of it. It got a lot of shit, though.
I don't know why, because I honestly feel like, and I know I might get hate for this, I thought it was a little bit better than 1.
That's what I thought, too.
I thought the villains were better. Because Ronan kind of was like lame and was just like, I'm angry, bah.
Yeah.
It like, first of all, Kurt Russell in it was great. He was hilarious. And then the Sovereign, the Gold People were some of the best villains ever. With the Pac-Man stuff and just like the ridiculous shit that they do. That's why I can't. Also, a lot of great Yondu.
Yeah, I feel like his character in Guardians 1 was just like, whatever. It didn't have very much development. Guardians 2, he became one of my favorite characters.
I know, which really sucks because, spoilers, he dies.
Bummer.
Ooh, fan theory. Yondu's not dead. Baby Yondu.
But isn't...
AKA the son of Yondu. AKA Peter Quill. Well, that got really off topic. Just like a big like jerk off sesh about Guardians 2. All right, guys. Well, again, we got fan theories coming at you. So let's just get into it.
A Sith Lord?
Yes, the one we've been looking for.
How do you know this?
He knows the ways of the Force. He's been trained to use the dark side.
Are you sure?
Absolutely.
And our worst fears have been realized.
A Sith Lord? I love that. Every time I hear that, it's always the best. The Mace Windu reaction is always great.
All he needs to do, he needs to say, does he look like a bitch?
Yeah.
Because it's Sam Jackson. He's got to say it.
So we got fan theories. We scoured Reddit. We scoured a couple things just to find like the best, not best, most thought provoking, like we said earlier, fan theories. So I'm just gonna start it off here. Obviously, big Star Wars fan. I had to pick a Star Wars one. So I gotta say, I was very close to picking out another movie franchise, but again, it's Star Wars. It's hard for me to stray from it. I feel like it's one of those wild cards that just can be put into any category that we cover. It's actually funny enough. So Marissa actually, when I talked to her about Star Wars, the only thing she knows is Han Solo. and Princess Leia, which she says is the dead woman, that dead woman actress, which is awful. And then she says Adam Driver with the tits because of the memes with Adam Driver's just massive upper body being all over the internets. So now we all know the pretty popular theories, like Jar Jar Binks being a Sith Lord, like how we heard just now, all the way to the fact that the Empire and Palpatine are the good guys and rebels are terrorists. Terrorists, I should say. So I chose something that I thought was pretty awesome. Highlights one of the most hyped and underused characters in the Star Wars universe, and that's Boba Fett. So the theory is Boba Fett, ruthless killer. Basically, he is the one who murders Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru, Luke's guardians, like his aunt and uncle. Not by birth, though, obviously.
Yeah. Adopted aunt and uncle.
Adopted aunt and uncle, yes. So this could be evidenced by the fact that Vader wants prisoners to extract information from rather than just slaughter everyone. Like, they were killed. They were killed immediately. Like, they definitely would have been interrogated, but they weren't. They were just dead. We also know that in addition to deploying Imperial troops, which definitely still could have been there, they definitely could have still been in the area when that happened, Darth Vader employs bounty hunters, as it's made apparent in Empire Strikes Back. So if you can remember, Uncle Owen and Beru are completely torched. I mean, their carcasses are on fire. Like, they're
Extra crispy.
extra crispy. The flesh has come off, or the flesh is shown, the skin is off. And this can all be seen when Luke gets back to like the moisture farm. So, and this can get nerdy as fuck right now, but we don't know. There's no known like flame trooper, like a flamethrower guy for the Empire. At least not one we've seen within, at least that I've seen within like movies.
I thought, isn't there one in the
Force Awakens? Yes, but that's different. That's different time.
Okay,
So we're
you're
talking
thinking at this time.
At this current juncture, there's no flame trooper to be seen. So that doesn't explain, like, if they just shot them, fine, but they were like burning, like the whole place was burning. We don't have flame troopers. We don't know how this stuff gets on fire. Boba Fett, we already know, is on Tatooine. Because in the special editions, they show him when Jabba the Hutt comes and all that stuff.
Yep.
And Boba Fett has a flamethrower attachment. So,
do you ever see that?
It's actually, he has the same stuff that his father had, Jango Fett.
Okay.
And I know Jango Fett definitely uses his flamethrower thing against Mace Windu, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I'm sorry if we're losing people right now, but I'm getting very detailed. Yeah, so Boba Fett, bounty hunter, definitely had the flamethrower attached. So he's probably the most likely scenario of torching them. In fact, we know this because, and this kind of further evidences the fact that Darth Vader knows Boba Fett's past work history, because he even tells Boba Fett when he dispatches him and others to find the Millennium Falcon, he goes, "You are free to use," or should I do try to do a Darth Vader voice?
Do the James Earl Jones.
Oh God, I can't. I don't know if I can. "You are free to use any methods necessary, but I want them alive. No disintegrations." And then Boba Fett responds with, "As you wish." So
yeah, that does make sense, to where he's basically telling him, "Don't fucking kill him this time, please."
yeah, basically, because he looks directly at Boba Fett and he does like the finger point when he talks, like he's like jabbing at him with his dark side finger. But so that was the main evidence that was presented. I also, because it's Star Wars, did a little extracurricular and did some of my own research to push this theory home, because I'm pretty much behind this theory. Hence why I really like it. So it deals with the recent Marvel Comics Darth Vader run by Kieran Gillen, and it's specifically issues 6 and 7 of well, not the newest run, but the one right before this newest one. So the comic series takes place between A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back. In issue number 6, Boba Fett comes to Darth Vader and tells him that the boy who destroyed the Death Star is called Skywalker. So now we know Darth Vader knows that Luke Skywalker is his son, but how do we know that Boba Fett? How do we know he found that out? So issue number 7, Vader travels to Tatooine to the Lars family moisture farm. Again, Uncle Owen and Beru's place. The site of the murders, and discovers through the Force that Boba Fett and Luke fought there at the farm. Like they show them like fighting.
Huh.
So clearly Luke returns after A New Hope and confronts Boba Fett from happenstance. So maybe Luke already sensed that Boba Fett killed his family, and that's probably why they got into a scuffle like after the fact. So that's why I'm thinking like maybe Boba Fett like went back to the site. He's like, yeah, I definitely know, like I was here before. There was something odd about this. And that one's more of a speculation, but considering, again, he's got the flamethrowers, he was on Tatooine, he works for Vader before, and like Vader basically told him like, don't kill anybody. He's like, I want them alive. No disintegrations.
Yeah, that theory is 100% what I think happened now.
Yeah.
And I think the comic book really backs up the movie theories.
Yeah, I know I'm kind of, I don't know if I'm like cheating a little bit by using the outside, but I mean, I know it's all canon. So within the franchise. But yeah, so yeah, thoughts on Boba Fett, Ruthless Killer.
It makes perfect sense. Because if he had a little scuffle with Luke, and he has a history of killing people, as Vader said not to kill anybody.
Yeah.
The fact that we don't know who did it, and really the only person it could be is Boba Fett. Unless it was just some guy lighting a match to burn him up. But I don't think a random stormtrooper would do that.
Damn, stormtroopers are getting real nasty.
I know.
It's like Italian mafia shit.
He's like, I'm going to make a name for myself. I'm going to burn the fuck out of these people.
Yeah, the stormtroopers just bring gasoline. They're just like ready. It reminds me of maybe a stormtrooper was secretly the guy from Reservoir Dogs. So he cut their ears off, and then now like he's got a bunch of just a tank of gasoline and is just pouring it all over them, and he has like a normal lighter, which doesn't make sense considering it's like the future or whatever.
Like a Zippo. Yeah, just like throws it on there, walks away in slow motion, and just explodes.
Oh, because you know when they do the clink and then they just toss it?
Yeah.
First of all, I don't know about you, but I definitely want to douse something in gas and definitely do that entire thing. Although I'm sure I won't walk away as cleanly because I'll probably like drop him like, oh, fuck, and just run away.
Yeah, I think your instinct is to just run. Like nobody just throws a match towards an explosion and just like, oh, I'm going to just turn around and walk this way.
I don't know, man. That's being confident as fuck.
Yeah. That's knowing your explosives.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess that's enough to be said about Boba Fett. He definitely did it. I'm definitely 100% behind this theory. And Kevin, what do you got for me next?
So we talked about Star Wars. This wouldn't be a Wicked Hot episode without talking about Star Wars and Harry Potter.
Not at all.
So mine is obviously Harry Potter. And I try not to go with... There's a lot of well-known Harry Potter theories out there. So I was going to say, I will say you kind of did a little bit of a theory when we did our asshole episode that James Potter is the real villain. He's basically as evil as Voldemort. Yeah, Voldemort 1A, James Potter 1B.
And you even snuck in Lily Potter at 1C.
Yeah, she's like a little side villain, like a minion. So there's a lot of Harry Potter theories out there, but I did some digging for this.
Okay. All right.
This is not a very old theory. This just came out, and I'm reading it. I'm like, oh fuck, that makes so much sense. So, in the Sorcerer's Stone, when Hagrid meets Harry, he takes him to Diagon Alley. He goes to the wand shop Ollivanders, and it says on the sign established 283 BC. So we know the wizarding world has been around since before Christ.
But if it's wait, what was it? 238?
283 BC. That's when the store was established.
BC. But there's like only tribes there. So there's like this one like 18th century looking like row house just in the middle of like BC fucking England or UK.
Yeah.
Not even the UK, not even England. It was like Britannia, Roman province of Britannia. It wasn't even Roman province yet.
Well, I think Diagon Alley exists outside of like regular London, I guess. Because you have to go through... You can't just get there from like a train or something. You have to go through a portal, right?
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true. But I thought it's still on Earth, or no?
It is, yeah. I think it is in London, but it's not like accessible from just like the street.
Okay.
Because I know he goes through the...
Can you see it from like a helicopter?
I don't think so.
No?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So, all right.
So we know this is established long time ago. So the wizarding world has been around for thousands and thousands of years.
283 or 38. What was it?
283. And that's just Ollivander's shop. That's not like the wizarding world. So it was around before then.
Okay.
So the theory is that there were wizards before this and nobody understood or knew what they were. So the theory goes Jesus Christ was walking on water at the time. He was changing water into wine. The theory was that he was a wizard but didn't know it. And his disciples didn't know it. So they follow him and he's like, oh, I'm a god. Because he doesn't understand what he can do. So the theory goes on to cover the crucifixion, where the wizards that know that they're wizards and they know about this wizarding world go in to like plant all this shit about how Jesus is like a crazy
world. Okay.
Yeah, like they go to plant like all this misinformation about Jesus, and he ends up getting crucified at the hands of the actual wizards that know, because he's fucking shit up. So fast forward to major historical events like Joan of Arc, same situation. They call them miracles, and it's actually just magic. So these group of people that are wizards are like sent in to kill the people that are fucking up
and bringing magic
the magic
to,
world. Yeah,
to
like
the
bringing
Muggle
too
world.
much publicity to it. So that also
They all do
brings
try
us,
tragically.
yeah, that also brings us to the Salem witch trials.
Ooh.
So there's supposedly a bunch of witches in Salem, and
No, that's true.
they don't necessarily know that they're witches, like real witches. They just think that they're
Practicing witchcraft.
Right. So they're getting a lot of publicity. The wizarding world sends in the team, spreads out all this shit. It's like a SWAT team. It's like a wizard SWAT team.
Cleaners.
From the 1800s, 1700s. And sends them in to basically burn all of these witches at the stake. So
so the people burning the witches are actually witches.
They're
and
townspeople, regular people, and also witches and wizards mixed in with them.
Like corrupting.
Yeah.
Or inciting more
Pretty
death.
much, yeah.
Fuck, that's deep.
Yeah.
So it's real witches were the ones burning the witches.
Yeah. The theory is that Jesus, mostly historical people, are wizards.
Wait, in real life or in like
in
Harry
the
Potter
Harry
world.
Potter world.
Okay, I thought this was just like a life theory. I'm like,
No,
no.
because we know in the movies and the books they celebrate Christmas because they show them and they say like Happy Christmas, Merry Christmas. They say all that shit. So we know that there is a Christmas and Christ was a thing, like Christianity and all that stuff was a thing. So it makes sense that it could have just been another wizard that, you know, if you believe that stuff, maybe the wizarding world believes like their Christianity is that Jesus was
A wizard?
a wizard.
That actually would make sense. But they were also the people behind his death.
True.
But do they like believe in God? Now I'm trying to like think. Do they like do they go to church? They probably don't go to church. They practice heresy. Sodomy.
No, I don't think they go to church. I don't think it's more of a religious thing. I think it's like more of a history
A festive.
thing.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say Christmas. I mean, I'm not religious at all, but Christmas to me is more of like just a festive.
Yeah, I'm the same
Just
way.
like, Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm behind it. That would actually make sense because he does do magic.
Yeah. Apparently.
Although I don't know what Joan of Arc did, what her magic was. I think she won a great many victories.
Yeah. Pretty much.
So that's magic? Well, fuck. Then like General Patton is a fucking magician.
Maybe. We
Every
don't know.
great general ever
Yeah.
is a wizard.
Pretty much. Well, the theory could also go for
Expelliarmus Nazis.
what if the German Nazi wizards had like the wands on the end of the rifles? So they're like shooting people. They're shooting people. They're just like fucking killing people left and right.
Okay, so I thought you were gonna go with their wands were swastikas. There's like fucked up wands, just broken and taped. So they're just like wielding swastika wands.
I would imagine there would be like some swastika carvings on there at least.
Oh yeah, definitely
just-
at least.
Just like perfect detailed swastikas on their wands.
I know. Oh man, they really love that swastika.
Yeah, the Nazis do really love that swastika.
You know what? Speaking of Nazis, has nothing to do with my next topic. So my next fan theory here is for Jurassic Park. So this is a pretty thought-provoking tidbit that isn't a huge life-changing theory, but
Is it that
helps.
Jeff Goldblum is a good actor?
No, that's not a theory. That's fact.
I don't know about that.
It does help bridge something I never thought I needed explained to me. So the theory is why the Dilophosaurus doesn't attack Nedry, Newman from Seinfeld, when they first meet is due to Nedry wearing a hood. So if you remember,
Oh.
so when the dinosaur and Nedry first encounter each other, like he goes down, he falls down the waterfall, and he grabs the thing. He doesn't have his hood up yet, so he's going around the tree. He hooks the cable around the tree, and he hear like the dinosaur like peeks around the corner, and it is like doing like the those weird noises, and he sees the dinosaur, and he like is walking back towards the car. So when the Dilophosaurus eventually comes up and confronts him, and Nedry starts to talk to him, he turns around, he puts up his hood and spreads it wide, not intentionally, around his face.
Yeah.
And his poncho is also bright yellow, like part of the fin or like the frills or whatever of the Dilophosaurus. So Nedry basically uses his hood as a threat / mating display for the Dilophosaurus. So this Redditor points out that Nedry basically flaunts himself to the dinosaur and imposes a sense of alpha type behavior. With like, because he's just big, like it's a dinosaur, you know. They just see big, they see yellow, assuming they see color. I don't know.
Yeah.
And his hood up. So he imposes kind of like a sense of alpha behavior, alpha type behavior, but then he falls when
Like a
climbing
bitch.
back up. Yeah, so it kind of puts him in a bitch / vulnerable / weak position. Although Kevin, he did have the high ground, and we
He
know it's
did have
over.
the high ground. He didn't
And we
use
know
it
it's
to his
over.
advantage.
No, and we know it's over when you have the high ground. So Dr. Grant points out dinosaurs and man have just been suddenly thrown back into the mix together. How can we possibly have the slightest idea of what to expect? So a dinosaur has no idea what a raincoat is, so all it could see, again, giant figure, was something that resembled frills like the Dilophosaurus. We also know that all the dinosaurs on the island are female. So the Dilophosaurus probably recognized Nedry as a male and a potential mate. And that's why we get those like cooing noises like the during the first encounter.
Yeah.
So obviously, as previously mentioned, he falls, the hood falls down, and then that's when the Dilophosaurus realizes he's not trying to fuck. And gets aggressive, putting up its own, like, I guess, hood, fins or I don't know what the hell they're called. Flaps. So I initially kind of thought this was a bit of a stretch, but it really helps with that specific scene. Now, I'm not a paleontologist, and I'm sure they even can't explain dinosaur behavior accurately either. But I'll come back. I'll just say this. I'll combat the theory of why don't the Velociraptors, T-Rex, and other predators act that way. I think the Dilophosaurus is much smaller and less willing to be aggressive against prey. And it may have come up to Nedry with mating intentions. And when it became aggressive after, it was already too close to him. So there's no like turning back now, you know?
Yeah.
So otherwise, I think it may have avoided him altogether had it not thought he was trying to smash some Dilo.
Yeah. The theory and the timeline of the theory makes perfect sense.
As far as like an animal is concerned.
If you assume that a dinosaur's mating habits or behavior is based off of like animals that we know and have studied.
They referenced birds because, as Dr. Grant says, dinosaurs are closer to birds than they are reptiles.
Yeah.
So, and birds do a lot of those mating dances. They have colorful colors on their body. They flaunt them to attract mates. So this shit was pretty legit.
She was mad that she got denied and wanted some vengeance.
Yeah. So she spit poison in his face.
That's a dick move.
Yeah. Also, I feel like he should have probably, the Redditor should have probably thrown in the theory that the Dilophosaurus is also part ninja because it just sneaks into the truck.
Yeah.
Or it knows how to use handles like the Velociraptors and opened the passenger door and just jumped in, put on its seatbelt, and it's like, all right, I'll wait for him to get in.
Where are these dinosaurs getting these handles to where they can practice opening shit? Because they're good at it. Yeah,
there must be handles in the natural world that we just aren't aware of.
That only dinosaurs can see. Maybe it was prehistoric.
So final thoughts on Jurassic Park, Dennis Nedry, Dilophosaurus.
That's a great theory. It's a very thought-provoking, scientifically possibly proven theory.
That dinosaurs can exist.
No, that it was going after him to mate and then got pissed that she got denied.
Yeah.
And killed the fuck out of him.
Yeah. Or she just kind of like jumped his bones because all we see is the truck like swaying like they were fucking.
Maybe they do fuck. Maybe, was she like a, what is that, necrophiliac?
A necrophilia?
She kills him and then fucks his dead body. But she's a lesbian.
What?
Oh, okay. So, I thought she thought that it was a female. Okay.
No, she's the female. He's the male.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
I was like, what is him having to be dead deal with her being a lesbian now?
Isn't that how it works?
Yeah. Okay, man. Well, what do you got next for me?
So mine, I like this theory, but it also ruins my favorite Christmas movie of all time,
Okay.
and it's Home Alone. So there's a few fan theories in this movie. This one was the most intriguing for me. Also happens to deal with a little bit of religion as well. So
Damn, you're on the religion kick.
I guess so, yeah.
I can't lose you, man. I can't lose you to it.
I wasn't even trying to do this, but it just kind of worked out this way, and it made some sense to me after I watched the scene back.
Okay.
So there's a point when Kate is in the airport in Scranton, and she's asking for a plane ticket home to Chicago to see Kevin. So she's begging with this guy to give her a ticket, anything, to get to Chicago. And at one point she says, I would sell my soul to the devil himself to get home to see my son. At that point, John Candy is behind her. Gus is behind her. When she says that, I would sell my soul to the devil, he reacts to it really weird. And at first I thought it was like he was disgusted by it, but it kind of looks like he smirked a little bit. So like as soon as she says the word devil, he's like, oh fuck. So he walks up to her. He walks up to her and offers her a ride in his rental truck. And she accepts. So the theory is that offer of a rental truck was a deal to the devil, sealed by the yes and the ride home, and that Gus, John Candy, is the devil himself.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and there's also when they're driving in the car, he plays a woodwind instrument. I think it's like a oboe or something weird like that.
Wait, he's I can't. What?
Yeah, when they're driving home, he's like playing an oboe. They're a polka band.
Oh,
like
yes,
playing
yes.
in the
Yes,
truck.
Okay.
So he plays a woodwind instrument, and apparently in the Bible, the devil favors the woodwind instruments. So it's very. I mean, I don't think this can be proven like beyond reasonable doubt.
The devil does not fuck with brass or strings. I love how the devil has like a preferred instrument. That's like on the devil's like wiki page. Like it's like hair color, black, eye color, black, favorite instrument, woodwinds.
That's something you also put on like a tender or something.
Yeah. Like, hi, I steal souls and have goat legs and a giant penis. And
and an affinity for woodwind instruments.
An affinity for woodwind instruments. Oh, man. So the theory is but she makes it back.
She does, yeah. But she sells her soul for the ride. So, the theory is that she can live out her life, do whatever. But when she dies, her soul automatically belongs to Satan.
This is the most ridiculous theory I may have ever heard in my life.
It's a ridiculous theory, but if you watch the scene back and you see the reaction, and then you kind of, if you have it in the back of your head, probably just ruined Home Alone for a ton of people right now.
Kevin, he smirks. I would probably smirk if I was behind it. That doesn't mean I'm the fucking devil.
It's just a theory.
And by the way, I also played a woodwind instrument too, actually.
Wow. So you play woodwind. You would have smirked at the thought of devil. Is an offer coming next? That's all I have to ask.
Yes. Kevin, let's finish this podcast. Or you sell your soul and we'll finish it.
Okay, I'll do that.
All right. Smirk. Yeah, this is very strange because it's so out there. And I'm honestly a little surprised that you picked it as one you liked.
It's such a wholesome movie. That's why I picked it, because it's a wholesome movie and it's like this really dark theory about the devil and selling her soul. And it's like, that's why it intrigued me so much.
So really, it's not Joe Pesci and I don't know the other guy's name. let's not even try.
The narrator from Wonder Years.
So yeah,
Daniel Stern.
Okay. So Joe Pesci, Daniel Stern are not the villains. It's actually John Candy the entire time. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
That is
pretty
crazy.
Okay. So we got our theories that we liked. We're going to jump into some stuff that was just outrageous. Although I feel like the theory we just listened to was probably more outrageous than, honestly, anything that I have to say for the remainder of the show. But
I have, maybe I should have switched these because I have one that's not very outrageous at all. And then I have one that's like Devil in Home Alone outrageous.
More so than Devil in Home Alone outrageous?
We'll just have to wait and see. You tell me.
Okay, all right, cool. All right, so let's get into the ones we don't like. Probably one of the dumbest theories out there, mostly because the stretch to make the parallels is so ridiculous, is Westworld. So theory is Westworld is on a terraformed Mars.
What?
Now just let that sink in. Westworld
just blew my dick off. That makes no sense.
Oh, I thought you were like into this. I was like, fuck, come on, Kevin.
No, I don't like that.
Yeah, so Westworld is on a terraformed Mars. The evidence that was given is that employees ask each other, when do you get to rotate home again? The point is, you can't just take a flight from Mars to Earth whenever you feel like it. And apparently there's a time period when the two planets are really close in orbit, so missions are launched to conserve fuel. I don't know how they know this, because there's been no missions with humans launched to Mars.
That is how The Martian is too. Like there's only one time of year where they can get him, where they're close enough.
Okay, so then maybe they took it from The Martian, I guess.
Well, I think this is like common science that at one point Mars is closer than other times of the year.
Right, but to throw in so that missions are launched to conserve fuel,
it makes sense though.
Okay,
that
all right.
At least
okay,
that
makes
sense.
Okay. So they gave that, but one of the dumbest connections they made to this theory is that Elon Musk's ex-wife, actress Tallulah Riley, plays a character called Angela. If you don't remember Angela from Westworld, because no one would, because this is fucking insane to be like, yeah, I remember Angela. She was, but yeah, she's the one that greets the young version of the Man in Black when he first gets to Westworld.
Ah, yeah.
And she's also in a couple parts as a host.
Yeah.
Within the actual park when she's with Teddy and the Man in Black when he's older now. And I almost forgot. The Redditor said that Elon Musk tweeted about the show. So this obviously must be his plan for when he gets to Mars in his convertible Tesla spaceship. When he gets to Mars, he's basically like build a Western themed amusement park that caters to rich psychopaths. Hey,
I'd go to it if I was a rich psychopath.
That's true. And it's Elon Musk, so it has to be good, right?
Yeah.
So aside from all of that, I'm just wondering if it's because desert terrain that this person thought that sort of biome doesn't exist on Earth. Like, I can name a few states.
They're from like Switzerland or something. Yeah. And they've only ever seen like pine trees and stuff. And they're like,
yeah, they've never like can fathom.
What is this? Sand and bones.
Sand and bones. Sand and bones. Yes. So, I mean, we've got multiple states in the U.S., basically the entire continent of Australia. Madagascar has that type of terrain. I'm pretty sure places in the Middle East and
oh yeah,
Mexico has that shit.
Looks like that. Like there's so many places in the world that look like that.
Yeah. And he's like, desert has to be Mars. Got to be Mars. I mean, geez, and I don't know where they film it, but it's guess what, buddy? Those are real locations. It's not a Mars.
I think they film it in parts of Arizona and parts of Utah, mostly Utah, I think.
Yeah, because that looks like the Arches National Park.
Yeah, it does. So these are the only.
These are the claims and the evidence that's presented that Westworld is on a terraformed Mars. I just want to keep saying it because it's so fucking stupid. Also, by the way, there's no snow in Westworld. There's snow caps in Mars. I mean, I guess it's terraformed, so it doesn't have snow anymore. And let's be honest, this Redditor doesn't know what terraform means.
I'm not sure I know what terraform means.
I'm not sure I know either. That's why I'm like, there's no fucking chance. He's like, yeah, I think it's on a terraformed Mars. No,
yeah.
You know that part, he sounds like that too.
He does, yeah. Probably a four-eyed fuck too.
Like all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thoughts on the Elon Musk connection, the Mars connection, the Elon Musk wife, the Tesla in space. I don't know.
That's a stretch. That's a hard stretch. First of all, just the logistics of having it on Mars. Like, I get that you're rich as fuck and you want to go to this theme park, but then you also have to travel to Mars to do it. Like, I would rather just travel to Utah and do it. Like, you're on a 3-month voyage to Mars to be able to do this, and you're like, fuck, I just wasted a year of my life being in this theme park and traveling.
I'm sure parents feel like that when they go to Disney World, though.
Probably.
I just spent a year of my life in this park.
Probably. So that theory alone is like,
yeah,
you
I don't care how rich you
are.
Yeah, I don't care how rich you are. Who the fuck wants to go to Mars?
It might be cool to do, but like, I feel like Mars is its own tourist attraction, and Westworld is a completely separate tourist attraction. Unless
this is so far in the future that Mars is like, fuck off, Mars.
Yeah.
You want to go to an amusement park on Mars. That's like the whole plot point of Jurassic World I never got. They're like, people are just so tired of seeing dinosaurs. Who the fuck is tired of seeing a dinosaur? That has to play. What Jurassic World needs to take place like 7,000 years in the future for someone to be like, fuck off, dinosaurs.
Yeah, another dinosaur, really? Look at that lame fucking dinosaur. Saw that last year. Yeah, so that theory alone is ridiculous. And then you have the theory that very loosely ties Elon Musk into the show and assumes that he has a part in how the show is written and that they're writing it to be on Mars.
Or the fact that Elon Musk, this is just like a training video, an ad for his new theme park on Mars.
Yeah, like at the end of this series, there's going to be like 8 seasons. It's going to run until 2025 or something. And then at the very end scene is like coming soon from Tesla. And everyone's like, oh shit.
That Redditor was right all along.
What if the Redditor himself is Elon Musk?
Ooh.
Just putting some news out. Or it's
just put
the Russians.
You think the Redditor did like the Kevin Durant move where he's tweeting about himself in a fan account?
Yeah.
It's possible. All right, man. So we got Westworld down. What do you got for me?
So mine I don't have much on, but it's a good theory. I feel like we can chit chat about this a little bit. So the theory is that James Bond is a code name. It's not a real person's name. So to back this up, it's basically common sense. And it does actually make sense. So if this guy is a Russian, or not a Russian, but an English spy, why is he going around telling everybody his first and last name that he meets?
That's very true.
So any spy, like I watch Homeland, I watch like they use aliases, and this guy's like, I'm James Bond. I live at this address. You can come get me, bitch.
I think it's because James Bond is so alpha. He just doesn't give a fuck.
He's like, I'm James Bond. What? Find me in the phone book.
Yeah.
I'm listed.
Come to my house. I dare you.
No, but this is why I picked it, because it ruins the movies. If it's just a code name, it does give the series a little more sense when it comes to who plays James Bond or how long James Bond has been going. It makes sense that way, because it's like, oh, now you're James Bond is dead. Now you're James Bond. And he's like, all right, fuck.
Only thing I would combat that with is M is the same person. Like Judi Dench was M with Pierce Brosnan, and she was M with Daniel Craig.
True. But what if Pierce Brosnan died and now Daniel Craig is James Bond?
Yeah, well, I guess I just like gave legitimacy to your theory.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to give any legitimacy, but it does kind of make sense. Because no spy in history is going to be like, walk up to the bad guy, play cards with him, and be like, yeah, by the way, I'm fucking James Bond, motherfucker.
Yeah, in no scenario. Like, I'm thinking of like specifically Casino Royale when he's playing cards against Lashif. The black guy that's actually in Westworld. I don't remember his name. I don't remember his Westworld character name. What the hell was it?
Arnold?
Yeah, but before it was Arnold, it was something else.
Yeah.
But yeah, he is a CIA agent and he's there under an alias, but he's like, I know you're James Bond. It's like, by the way, I'm a spy, like a real one, and you're James Bond.
So yeah, I feel like if this
I feel like it's hard to argue that though. I really do.
That's
a legit theory. That's a fucking theory.
It is a legit theory. It's just like so. I literally have one sentence written down. It's like James Bond is a code name. And I know we've presented a lot of facts for the ones that we liked, but it's hard to disprove this one sentence theory.
Yeah. Because I'm even thinking like in Skyfall, Javier Bardem's character, I think he was also James Bond. Because he felt betrayed. Yeah.
Oh. That makes sense.
I remember in the movie, he told Daniel Craig, like, I used to be M's guy.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that's why he like hated M, because he used to be James Bond. Fuck. I don't know, man. I'm liking this theory. I'm not even gonna lie.
That does make, although, so since James Bond has been around since what, like the 60s?
The 60s, yeah. Do you think Sean Connery is the original James Bond?
Yeah. Maybe he was the original and then they kept going. But I'm thinking like if you're a bad guy, you would know the name James Bond. And like James Bond would walk in and be like, yeah, I'm James Bond. And they're like, oh, you're a fucking spy. Because I know James Bonds are always spies.
In James Bond's defense, does he ever really do like spy things when no one knows who he is? He just goes in and shoots shit up.
That's true. Nobody lives who has heard his name.
He's not really the sneaking around like in disguises kind of type. He's just like, I know who the villain is. Hi, I'm James Bond. I'm going to kill you later. And he does.
That is exactly how every James Bond movie goes.
Oh, and I'm going to fuck your girl. Because he does that shit too. He's like, I'm going to fuck your girl. I'm going to kill you. And that's just how it's going to be.
That theory, actually, I'm on board with this theory now.
So I'm pretty sure the way they pick James Bonds is they go to like the roughest pub in all of the UK.
Yeah.
And they're like, you're going to be James Bond now. And it's just like the biggest like British tool ever. Just an alpha male who all he knows is drinking, fucking, and killing. That's all he knows.
Yeah, that's the perfect James Bond is an alpha
is
Brit.
That? Yeah. Although, I don't know. I feel like Pierce Brosnan wasn't that. I mean, he was alpha in his own way.
He was. Yeah, they're all kind of like different, but they're all kind of the same.
Like Daniel Craig is a beast.
Yeah, he seems like a guy who would like fuck your girl, kill her right in front of you,
and then kill you,
and then kill you, and just like put on a suit and go like gamble and shit downstairs.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. This became one that you didn't like. I feel like I almost convinced me unintentionally.
And then I convinced myself. I'm liking this. I think this is a legit theory.
Yeah, I agree. I think you should switch it with your fucking Home Alone Satan shit. All right. Well, my last one. I got The Dark Knight. So the theory is this theory. I'm not mad at, but it completely, again, this is one of those things that just takes away everything good about this character. So the theory is that Joker is actually the hero in The Dark Knight.
Okay. This is going to be fun. Okay, I want to hear this.
Okay. So basically, and we have the gist is he sets up Harvey Dent as a martyr, completely gets rid of organized crime in Gotham, and convinces Batman to retire. And we see that as an effect from the beginning of Dark Knight Rises. There was basically like no crime in 8 years of Gotham. So,
but he causes the crime.
So if we play through the plot, we get the beginning where the Joker robs the bank, steals all the money
Great scene.
Yeah, great scene. Steals all the money from the mob. Gets Lau, the Asian banker that funnels all their money out of there. He then comes to the mob and says, I have a plan to get your money back, and I'm going to get your money back, and I'm going to get rid of Batman. But he burns all their money. He basically gets them all killed or arrested. But yeah, so
that doesn't sound very super heroic to me.
No, but he has all organized crime penniless and destroyed. He either has corrupt cops and officials all killed. If we know that the montage of him killing the judge, of him killing the corrupt police commissioner, he kills them, or Harvey Dent kills them because he kills the other corrupt cops.
Yeah. So he indirectly kills them because he pretty much creates.
And this is another kind of a mind fuck here. The Joker clapping when Gordon becomes commissioner wasn't a sarcastic thing, but because he actually believes in Gordon being the only good cop that can clean up the mess.
It is the theory that he is a superhero, he knows it, but he doesn't want to tell anybody, or they're just misinterpreting what he's doing?
I think it's more that they're misinterpreting what he's doing. But the thing is, one thing I will say that I agree with this theory is that I never believed the Joker was a dog chasing cars, as he puts it, right?
Yeah.
He uses this line to manipulate Harvey Dent further into making Harvey basically blame everyone else for his current predicament rather than the Joker. So I think he's according to the theory, he's doing this with, like, the saying always goes, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. This is his weird fucked up version of good intentions, is to the way he goes about it is all completely wrong. But I do believe that the Joker was a master planner that orchestrated a lot of what happened. Nothing just happens by chance. Yes, the Joker's chaotic spree on Gotham led to all these things, but I think that's exactly what it was. Chaos. And chaos brings unexpected consequences. That's the whole thing about chaos. And all this talk of chaos is Dr. Ian Malcolm's wet dream. But yeah,
you lost me right there.
Yeah,
you lost me with the Goldblum.
I lost you.
The theory is very thin. There's not a lot of stuff to back it up, mostly because he legit tries to blow up both of the fairies at the end or at the middle.
Right.
Unless the button was actually doing something else. He was going to have fireworks go off, and he's like, yeah, we saved everybody. But he's like, no, fuck, it's not working.
No, I think I think maybe he had faith in Gotham, knowing that they wouldn't kill each other. Or maybe it was just duds. They were all duds. If they did click it, nothing would have happened.
Oh, okay.
But
so
yeah,
what was he clicking at the end?
I don't know. That wasn't mentioned. But yeah, it's a fucked up theory. That's what I'm saying. Even if this stuff did line up, it just ruins the Joker. like the Joker's fucking crazy, but he's also very smart and organized and methodical.
Yeah.
This is just like he's just doing it because he wants to get rid of organized crime. Like that's
I could see both sides of this, because on the surface, the Dark Knight, the Joker is like very calculated, very cold, and very organized. If you go with that theory, it makes him like really disorganized, like he doesn't know what the fuck's gonna happen.
right.
So it
Like
really
all this, yeah.
kills the entire movie of it being like this dark thing. It's like two heroes, one's like misunderstood and one's just
One's a bumbling fool that's just like, oh shit, I didn't know that was gonna happen.
yeah. It really takes me out of it. I'm not a fan of this theory.
Yeah, it's a fucking stupid theory. I will say that everything that he does, if it went this way, it's like he didn't think, because that's the whole point, is like he thought of every scenario. He knew that the death of Rachel was going to push Harvey to a point of wanting vengeance and like wielding a hammer of justice, his own justice, street justice against criminals and corrupt officials and cops. So he just wanted to make chaos. It wasn't like, I'm going to kill his girlfriend so he can like bring down the crime rates. Even though I'm like exponentially increasing crime rates with blowing up hospitals, kidnapping a shit ton of people, threatening to blow up 2 ferries.
See, that's part of me that thinks that it does make sense, because that it could be that he's trying to help, but his way of helping is so twisted and fucked up that he thinks that he's helping, but he's really fucking shit up.
Yeah, but then that's making the Joker a legitimate like crazy homeless person. Like he's not. That's the thing. He's not crazy. I mean, he's a psychopath.
But there's two ways of looking at it. Like you either have how he is portrayed in The Dark Knight, and that's like probably the better scenario.
Yeah.
Or you have him, the Joker, who's like just a fucking idiot, doesn't know what he's doing.
Right.
So I guess it's whatever you want to believe, but I just don't see it.
Yeah, I don't either, but I guess I don't know. I don't know. All right, man. Well, what's your last thing for me?
So this is what I assume is going to be more ridiculous than the Home Alone theory.
Oh god.
I'm not a fan of this theory because it really doesn't make any sense. So
Okay.
This is from Titanic.
Ugh.
And the theory is that Jack Dawson, Leonardo DiCaprio, is a time traveler.
No.
There is a little bit to back this up. So when we first see Leo, he's gambling, and this isn't like a for sure fact. He's gambling and he doesn't have like any.
He has the sports almanac.
He doesn't have any like regular currency on him. Like he's using like a watch, like his ticket, like he's using a bunch of shit to gamble with, and he doesn't have any actual money.
He's poor. That's the whole point.
Well, that's just one theory, is that he didn't have any period specific money because he came.
So
from,
every homeless person is a time traveler. Is this theory is what's proving?
Well, they probably if I'll get to it, but if it makes it might make sense later.
Okay. All right. Continue.
Okay. So that's number one, and the reason that Jack went back in time was to stop Rose's suicide. So the theory is kind of like, if she would have committed suicide, the ship would have never crashed. That it would have gone, they would have stopped and like gone off course and missed the iceberg. So he was there to prevent it so that the ship could hit the iceberg and sink.
Wait, so he wanted all these people to die?
Well, history said that it was supposed to happen, so he had to go back and make sure that it happened.
Which is that whole time travel paradox thingy where it's like,
true,
it was already destined for him to go back in time.
Yeah, exactly.
God, time travel, I fucking hate it, man. It's so confusing.
A couple other things that loosely back this up is that his hair style was like unheard of back then in 1912. And they said it was more of a common hairstyle for the 30s, for the 1930s.
Okay.
And at one point in the movie, he talks about a roller coaster that was built on Santa Monica Pier, and it wasn't built until after 1912.
Oh, shit.
So either a ginormous plot hole or Jack Dawson is a time traveler.
Fuck. I mean, this is a James Cameron movie. At this point now, I'm convinced anything is possible.
This is like a fucking prequel to Terminator.
Ooh, I wouldn't be mad at that.
Like Jack Dawson works for the Resistance.
And he works for John Fuck.
Yeah.
Wait, but so one thing I will say is, what hairstyle is a 1930s hairstyle?
It
Did
was
he just
like
slick back hair?
No, it was like the shaved like sides and back, and then like the poofy flopped over hair.
Oh, he had that? I didn't even realize.
It's kind of what you see in Boardwalk Empire.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. That's not too far off, though. That's like 1920s.
Yeah, that's 1920s, but there
Maybe he was an innovator.
that's
They were
true.
just like, yo, that dead guy Jack Dawson, though, that hair. Like that hair.
Maybe.
So
So what are your thoughts?
that's the theory. Okay.
That's the theory, yeah. And there's only a couple things to back it up. What the roller coaster is
that's
a big
the selling.
thing.
That's a selling point. Because of the roller coaster thing, I'm honestly behind this. It's fucking stupid. I don't like it, and it's for sure 100% a plot hole. But we can't take things lightly here at Wicked Hot. And it's a James Cameron movie.
Especially when it involves James Cameron. Yeah.
When it involves James Cameron, I see a Titanic 2 in the future.
Yeah.
I will say, what is, like, why did he have to save Rose? It's not like he knew her in the future.
He didn't have to save her like specifically. He just had to keep the ship on course. So if Rose was going to commit suicide, it would have put the ship off course, delayed the time. So all he had to do was stop her, and the ship would have remained on course.
I don't know. I don't think it would have stopped. That's the whole point. When people murder people on cruise ships, it's like the ship keeps going.
It definitely would have, because they were like the highest priority passengers on the ship. So if she went missing, I guarantee they would have stopped.
They would have stopped the ship?
Yeah.
Yeah. I could see that. Also, is Jack coming from the 1930s, or is he coming from like the future?
No, that's what they're saying, is that he's coming from the 30s.
So time travel is possible in the 1930s.
If you believe the theory, yeah, time travel is possible in the 30s.
Or if the Titanic didn't sink, we got access to such like crazy technology that made time travel possible, and Jack basically just undid all of that.
I'm going to link this back to Terminator, because I'm thinking that Jack has to go. He works for the Resistance. Jack has to go back.
How? It's 1930.
Well, there's got to be. No, like this is if you believe that he came from the future. The future, like our future.
The future. Okay.
So that he's part of the Resistance, and somebody on the ship is going to be like an innovator for Skynet. Like he's going to come up with some technology that is going to
Cyberdyne systems. Okay.
So he has to save the girl and make sure the ship sinks just to kill this guy, because he can't get close to him because he's a high passenger, like a first class passenger. Right. So he can't get close. So he's just got to kill everybody to save humanity, basically.
True. Good thing that guy wasn't a woman or a child, because they get to be on the boats first.
That's true.
Yeah. Man. All right. Well, I'm not mad at the theory. I'm not behind it, but I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, it's an interesting theory.
I will say the Satan Home Alone thing still takes the cake for me. The Satan Home Alone reference may be one of the bigger ones here on the show.
I'm on board with that one though.
Okay, so I got a quick question for you before we close things off. Worst generic fan theory: universe crossover, or it was all a dream?
Oh, all a dream. Like that.
Okay,
That ruins. You've lost me when your theory is it was a dream.
yeah, agreed.
Which was some of the stuff that I found.
It's all a dream. Yeah,
Yeah, when I was researching, it was like, oh, it's a dream. But that's, first of all, that's not a theory. That's just like, you could say that about anything. You're not smart because you think that.
Everything is a dreamer thought. That's why it's put down on paper as a script and became a film or a TV show or whatever. Yeah, I'd agree. It was all a dream. So, yeah, guys, I think that's basically it. Let us know your thoughts on fan theories. What fan theories do you like? What fan theories did you like on this episode? And do you even have any of your own theories?
Hopefully somebody's got my back with the Home Alone thing.
Yeah, I don't know. The Home Alone scene thing is a real stretch. Real stretch.
We'll see. Come on, people.
I guess we will. Well, again, guys, thanks again for listening. If you can give us a 5-star review, that would be great. Not even review, just 5 stars. Like 5 stars is all we'll need. Just 5 stars. I don't know, Kevin. Am I?
Yeah, it's not that difficult to hit the 5 stars. I know we had a few people give us some ratings.
I did, and I'm actually foolish of me to trying to pull it up now while we're currently.
You're really dragging this out to let your phone load.
I really am, so I apologize for that. Yeah, and you know what, you guys, you really don't even need to leave a review, although that would be much appreciated because we like reading them, we like seeing them.
It would be the bee's knees.
It would, but you know, a simple 5-star review would actually help. So, I got a couple here. I don't know if I cover. You know, I think I did cover the beef tip tenderloin. But we have Missy for saying funny and surprisingly educational, and it's actually from the TDMR podcast that reviewed us, and they said your sound is on point, and yes, I will listen to more episodes. From Jolly Rancher Commander and TDMR. Thank you very much, man. Definitely, guys, again, give us a shout, follow on Twitter and Instagram
and
at Wicked
Facebook.
Hot Talk, and Facebook. I always forget the Facebook.
Yeah, the Facebook is something now.
That's a thing. And of course, subscribe and share our videos, or not videos. What am I talking about? Share our podcast to everyone. Oh, geez. This is crazy.
This has gone off the rails.
Yeah, it really has. All right, thanks again, Wicked. Jesus. I need to have a written thing for the outro.
You need a teleprompter.
I really do.
Just like as you're reading, it's like scrolling up.
All right, guys. Well, thanks again. Stay wicked, stay hot, stay sexy. Wicked Hot. Another episode in the books. We will see you next week. Enjoy the week.
Bye, everybody.